Hi guys, and welcome to Jikuze with me, MC. And as I told you, this first series is purely about understanding this whole thing about growing and these issues of money. So with me is a guy I met in this harakati za kupata watu. It's called Sam, and Sam has been in this industry for over 10 years. And so he understands these issues of these numbers, these stocks and all those things. Sam bana, thanks bana.
Thank you.
Sasa. My first question would be this. I know you have to invest in this. This is one of the avenues of investing. My question to you would be this: over the 10 years, is this something worth investing?
Well, it is. And I believe you should have investment in stocks. However, I strongly believe that investment is not necessarily, it's not a science, it's actually an art.
Yeah.
And what people need to understand most is the psychology of investing. Because once you have the psychology of investing down to a T, then it doesn't matter what you're investing in, because then you have the mindset. And a lot of the time when I look at, Wanjiko and people on the street, the idea is to change the way we think about wealth, because investment is about creating wealth.
Okay.
And the way we think about wealth is one of the biggest problems. And that is what really kills our will to, one, take risk. Kiyosaki said, it is not risky to invest. It is riskier not to invest.
I like that. It is riskier not to invest.
It is riskier not to invest because then you're not putting your money to work for you.
Okay.
What you're doing is you will spend your life working for money, and all these years you've been working for money, what happens at the end? Nothing, because your money is sitting there doing nothing, and yet what you're supposed to be doing is going from being rich, because when you're liquid, you're rich. Most of us think being rich is having 100 million. No. If you're liquid every month, you have enough to pay your bills and some money left over.
Okay.
That to me is rich.
Okay.
You have money left over to do something with.
Okay.
What you're doing with that money is what's important. Where are you putting it? Are you creating passive income? Income, money that works for you. That is being wealthy now.
Okay.
Where you can sit back, you can not work for 2-3 days, and wake up the next after 3 days and check your bank account or somewhere and see that money came in without you doing nothing.
Okay, well, I see some old men with their newspapers in there to hoteliers, and they still earn their money to landlords and stuff like that. I think we want to get there as well. Everybody wants to get there. But now, wacha tukuje down kidogo, eh?
True.
Because today, it's these numbers and all those things, and you've been there. And I like the way you have broadened it, and we shall discuss those things more and more. Tell me, this avenue you've said is a viable place. I don't want to ask how to start, because that could be another discussion we have next.
Absolutely.
But today I want to ask you, because there are guys who save up, as you said, they have money, they have kept some 5K somewhere, chini ya mattress, labda 10K, something like that, and they have all this cash. And most of them, by the way, and it's not in any way to attack or anything, a lot of them are investing in, I don't want to call it investment, but they are throwing it in betting and the likes, hoping that one day they will hit this. And just the other day, there was big news. It was a big news item that somebody has won 30-something million, all the way down. And it, it just brings those emotions. I want to try and throw it more. How does it differentiate? Because some people say that sometimes just investing in stock, sometimes it's more like betting. How does it differentiate?
Warren Buffett said never invest in something you don't understand. So
that's why we're trying to understand this.
And he also said, if you can't own something for 10 years, don't own it for 10 minutes. Now, what is betting? It's a zero-sum game. I'm putting money. In fact, sometimes it's like something we call the bigger fool theory. I'm doing something dumb, expecting somebody else is dumber. You see, I'm putting my money somewhere, and if I lose it, I lose it. It's gone. You see, it's zero-sum. I either win or I lose.
And once you lose, it's gone.
And then look at the odds, right? 1 million people bet. Only one guy wins. But what happens? We shout about the one guy who won, right?
And all the other people are still hoping.
Everybody decides. It creates what we call the hard effect. You see? People do something because someone else won. So they decide, even me, if I keep doing it, I win. Okay?
By the way, just taking half the population of the country, 20 million people.
Absolutely. So what is happening is that everybody is putting money there, but only one guy wins a big jackpot, and he's in the news.
Yeah.
Do we see news about the guy who lost? Is the guy you meet on the street who lost telling you I put my money here and lost. They're not.
And guys get addicted by
absolutely.
Yes.
Whereas in this case, where you're talking about, this is passive income because you're looking at somebody else who has invested and done business and is successful.
Yeah.
That person needs money.
More money now.
More money. They have taken, maybe borrowed.
Yeah.
They have done every other form of getting money to do their business. They have used their savings.
Yeah.
Now they want to grow bigger.
Yeah.
And they're coming to tell you, look, my business is working. Give me some of your money so that I can add to my business.
Yes.
And then when I make money, I'll be paying you a little money. That's called a dividend.
Okay.
So shares and stocks are really part ownership within a company.
So you become a business owner in a way.
You're an owner.
Okay.
And that's why we see, I sit in my office sometimes and I see all these old men from Geshagi coming and they have come for a meeting, the AGM, annual general meeting of the company. And they sit there and ask the chairman questions about how their company is being run. It doesn't matter whether you have 1 share or 100 shares or 100,000 shares. And so this notion people have that you have to have hundreds and hundreds of thousands, it's not how much you have, it's how you use the little you have that creates a good investment policy. Look at people like Warren Buffett, $14, he's a billionaire.
Now.
You see? But most of us want to wake up one day and bet 50 shillings and win 100 million. That's when 99% of people who win the jackpot end up poorer than they were.
They didn't learn the processes of.
They don't understand it. There was no learning process. They didn't even understand what they were doing. Ask them to explain to you, okay, now you have won. What did you win?
Okay. I like the simple explanation that I become an owner or part of an owner of a company.
Of a company, yes.
Let's take this example because there was all this shouting, and I will give 2 examples and we can close for now. There's a Safaricom story and there's a Mumias. Just explain to us what the stocks and shares are with the examples of how Safaricom ran.
Well, Safaricom, by the time they said they were selling as shares, was the most profitable company. Now remember, we call it a pecking order. It's big words, but for a very simple thing.
Not for now, yes.
Pecking order is when you want to start a business, you start with your own money. Then a point reaches, you have a kinyozi.
Yes.
Suddenly your kinyozi has too many customers.
Oh yeah.
You go and you decide, okay, now I need 2 more 3 machines.
Yeah, and
so
add space
what
and all
do you
that.
do? You don't have enough money from what we call reinvesting your profits.
Yeah.
So what do? You go to a bank. They tell you, show us how much money you're making, we'll give you a loan. So they give you a loan. But a point reaches where it's unhealthy for a business to have too much in terms of borrowing from, say, a bank.
Yeah.
So what do? You look for friends or partners or shareholders to give you money so that you can grow money. But these shareholders are taking the risk that you're taking. That if you lose money, they lose money. If you make money, they make money. And that is what we call a dividend. So that is the basic of a company.
No, I love it. And let me ask you a question. So it is important as well for you, before you buy the shares or stocks, that you understand and see that this company is promising.
What is it doing? Where is it going? What are the plans? You see? And that's why I said, if you cannot explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough.
So it's more like, if you ask me for a loan, I have to have looked at you and seen that Sam is able to pay me back. And it's promising, in fact. Maybe you can even pay me back with an interest.
Absolutely.
So that homework is important, is it? Okay.
It's the same thing a bank does to you.
Yeah.
They say, bring me your books. Where do you get money? What do you do? Can you be able to pay me? So if I'm buying a company, then I have to check, are they going to make profits?
Okay.
Does it make sense to me?
Okay.
You see, of course, different people see things from different light.
Yeah.
Let me use the quail business.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah?
Yes.
Somebody came and told...
some people invested in quail by
absolutely.
Why don't know
absolutely. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But look at it. The first time I saw a quail egg, it was what? I think 10 bob.
Yeah,
in the supermarket.
Yeah.
And in fact, I thought they were shells or something. They were just little brown eggs. I didn't know what they were.
Yeah.
And I asked the supermarket guy what they were. And he said they were quail eggs.
Yeah.
And I went and saw the wangware, those small things we used to hunt when we were babies.
Yeah.
Then a few weeks later, I go to the same supermarket and there was a small piece of paper there saying 100 shillings for 1 egg.
For 1 egg.
So I got curious. What happened between 10 shillings and 100 shillings?
200, yes.
Okay. So I went and started listening to the quail story. I can imagine the first guy who kept the quail looked like he's going a bit crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
They are noisy, they are these small funny birds with small funny eggs. So who was going to eat them? But Steve Jobs said, people don't know what they want until you give it to them.
Okay.
So this guy gave us the quail egg and told us it's good for diabetes, it's good for so many other things. And of course the best story was that it improves performance.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So suddenly everybody was buying the quail egg. So it was demand that pushed the price of the quail egg.
Price up, definitely.
But look, this guy created that story. But when do people get interested? Most people get interested in something when everyone else is.
Everybody else wants. Now that's when you're
the
running
time to
for
be
it.
interested is when no one else is. This guy has made his money. Then everybody decided to be a quail farmer. It means they were buying quails when they were very expensive.
Okay.
Isn't
Makes
it?
Makes a lot of sense.
Now, then a few weeks later, I'm walking past the guy who sells these, what are they called, smokies, in my local town, in Bundus, and he has quail eggs. And I'm like, mtu wangu umeenda mbele bwana.
Unauza quail eggs bana.
You're selling quail eggs. Because in my mind, they were 100 bob.
Yeah.
Then I was like, so ni how much? He's like, ni 5 bob.
Hajajua market bana.
No, because now suddenly, everybody went from being a buyer into being a seller.
Everybody brought these bads in, let's do this.
In another series, we're going to talk about the different components of a market and what to look at.
Okay.
But that change, you see, people became sellers, brought down the price of the quail egg. So now today, if you ask anybody if they were quail farmer, they don't want to say they were quail farmer, isn't it?
It's a bad story, man.
But let me ask you a question. Do you think quail farming today would be a good business?
I think it would, because now everybody has gone down.
Remember, they created a market.
Yes.
Nobody who has quails is selling quails. When did you last see a quail egg?
Right,
but there's people who are eating these quail eggs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Meaning there is a market.
Yeah.
But nobody is selling the quail eggs, isn't it? Right?
So now it's
the guy who has the quails, who had bought them at 100 shillings a quail or 1,000 shillings for one quail because the eggs were 100 shillings, has quail, but he's not selling the eggs. They're eating their cost.
Yes.
He'll give you the quail for free, he'll give you the food for the quail, he'll give you the house for the quail.
Yeah.
You'll take them home. For you, selling a quail egg at 1 shilling is profitable.
Definitely.
So a business that was bad yesterday is not necessarily a bad business tomorrow. Isn't it?
Okay.
The question is, can you explain what happened to Mumias? Can you explain what's happening to Safaricom? Why is Safaricom going from point A to point B? Is it sustainable? Because a point reaches where it can come back to point A again.
Man, I think I love that. There's a lot of some homework that everybody needs to understand and do. And I think we shall be explaining this until everybody gets to that. We want to stop it there for now. And what I want to do to you is to ask you to ask Sam any questions you may have, so that next time he can pick up from where he stopped, and then we can also try as much as we can to understand this before we go to the details of how now do you get to invest in shares and stocks.